All right. All right, looks like I'm streaming. Let's see, do I have, how do I do this? I think I need to, let's see. No, not order. I need to, yeah, here we go. And so then I can, there we go, boom. And then, oh, but it changed all my settings from the last time I had it. I don't like that. I think I can shrink it though. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. And then that can go on this side here. Shrink it just a little bit more. No, now it doesn't like it. Now it's like, no, that's too small. So about this much. There we go. And can I lower the opacity on this thing, you think? Let's see. Hold on one second. I need to, I can color key, I can image mask or blend, but I can't really change the opacity. I want it to be a little bit invisible, just a little bit, so you guys can see what I'm doing behind it. So give me a second here. Let me take a sip of White Monster. Transform? No, I can rotate it. Blending mode. No, that's not what I want. Right click, filters. Here, I'll put it on this screen so you guys can see it, what I'm trying to do here. Let's see. Maybe image mask or blend. Opacity. Oh, I know. Okay, no, that didn't work. Okay, remove that. Oh, I've got a chat message. No, I don't. Said I did. Let me open it on my other screen so I can see everything all the time. Mute that junk so you guys don't have to hear me talk twice. Crop pad color key. Could be in color key. Opacity. Yes, there we go. Now it's a little invisible so you guys can like see stuff. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so right now I have no videos. I mean, no viewers, but regardless, we're here for the second stream I'm doing for this. I made a lot of progress since the last time. I've learned a few things. So now I've got a few scripts. I've got a few different scenes. I can show this off real quick. If I go to my scenes folder and then into main menus, the main menu scene, check this out. We've got ourselves a cool old main menu. And keep in mind the theme of the game jam is loop. So what does the main menu do? It throws you for a loop off the bat. Look at that. You go to press the play button, it tells you to quit, and the other way around. And when you hit play, boom, you spawn in here. So here's what's very cool. Oh, whoops. Whatever. But here's what's very cool. I've done a lot of tweaking with the camera, and I've done a lot of tweaking with the player. Now the player gets a little bit bigger when he's closer to the camera, and he gets a little smaller when he's farther away. But more importantly, the camera has two modes. It has a fixed mode and it has a follow mode. So the follow mode is going to be used to track the player when he's moving between rooms. I need to fix this little visual glitch up here. I think I moved the upper part of the wall a little bit, which is bad, but that's okay. So yeah, the camera does not move left, and it does not move too far down, but it can move up and down and right. When a player leaves the room, he should not be able to return to that room, I think. So he can only move forwards. So let's say I beat all the enemies in this room when I have enemies implemented. The camera will switch to following, and then it'll follow as he gets to the next room, and then it'll move back to fixed. Right now he's not in that room. It'll move back to fixed, stay on the room that you're in, and let you just walk around inside that room some more. But yeah, for now all we have is this really big long hallway. And this big long hallway is basically just made up of 6 different rooms. A starting room and then 5 different other rooms. So like yeah, I have, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm freaking White Monster drinker and that junk just makes you want to burp. That's burp juice. But yeah. Oh, whoa, I didn't even know I could do that. Whatever. So yeah, let me move down the upper walls to all of these rooms. Let me move it down by maybe point something. Oh, I didn't even do the start room yet. Let me start with the start room. That way I can actually see what's happening. What is that? What is that upper line there? I don't like that. 5, 4, no. And if I hit play now, did that fix it? Or is that just going to be a constant little stain? No, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. Let's see. Let's see. And then I can probably just change this to one big fat square, maybe. And then that'll fix it. But it's made of all the things I have to take. That looks good. Yes, Carson Stream. That's right. Carson Stream. We're making a game here. I don't know how much you heard. I don't know how long you've been here, but basically yeah, we're making a game, and that's about that. Oh wait, what the? Okay, that did not do what I thought it was doing. So hold on, undo a bunch of stuff. You think I need this top part? I don't even know if I need it. Because if I delete this, does the camera ever go above this wall here? Camera controller, let's set it to following. It does not. I don't even need that upper part. Okay, so let me just delete that from like all of these. Don't need it. Don't need it, son. So how you doing, Mango Lover? Is there anybody else in my chat? Let me see. Or not in my chat, but just on my stream. No, it doesn't look like it. That's okay. I don't need people. I got Mango Lover. Awesome. That's great. So yeah, I can't remember. Were you here for yesterday's stream, or because I don't know if you know what's going on at all, what I'm doing. Yeah, you never go above that wall, so that's good. No, I wasn't. Okay, I'll explain to you real quick. So, I signed up for the GMTK Game Jam here. Just found out about this. Oh, all right. I see. But yeah, I basically got 22 hours left to make a whole game. And so today I'm going to be on that grind. And so basically the theme of the Game Jam is the word loop. And so it says here, how you interpret this theme is entirely up to you. Perhaps it's about doing the same thing over and over again. Perhaps it's about racetracks, programming instructions, or loop-de-loops. You'll get the chance to explain how your game fits the theme when you submit it, and you won't be disqualified if the game does not adequately fit the theme. So I was trying to figure out something that would be a little bit more creative rather than something more on the nose like loop-de-loops, video, like doing the same thing over and over, looping, stuff like that. So I was just like, what are some other definitions for the word loop? And I remembered that you could be feeling loopy, right? So I was just like, that's perfect. We're feeling loopy today. So check this out. So this is the title screen here. If you're feeling loopy, and what happens is when you go to play the game, it instantly throws you for a loop by switching where the buttons are. So you might accidentally press quit or might accidentally press play depending on if you just wanted to quit, I guess, for some reason. But when you press play, it loads you into this room. And it's basically going to be this side-scrolling beat-em-up game, sort of like I had this game for my dad's Super Nintendo called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles Through Time. I'm gonna pull up real quick. So it's basically gonna look a little bit like this. Well, that's great. Hold on, I'll go back a little bit so you can see some gameplay. So like you spawn in, and now you're just beating these guys up. This guy's really good at this game. I've seen this whole video. This guy just speed runs the whole thing. But yeah, you basically just beat up a whole bunch of bad guys, and so like I was trying to figure out how I would program this game, and to be honest, the way it looks to me is it looks like if I were gonna do it, I'm in the wrong scene. If I were gonna do it, I would just put a whole bunch of rooms in a big long line, and then I would basically track what room you're on, and then I would lock the camera to what room you're on until a certain condition is met. In this case, it would be when all of the enemies are defeated, but I haven't implemented all of that yet. So for now, I just have it so like when I press play, I can go into the camera controller, and I can set it manually to fixed or following. And right now, fixed only fixes on the first room. So like if I wanted to fix it on the second room by going into the second room, doesn't really work. Doesn't work. But I mean, we're making progress. We're making a lot of progress. A lot of this was off camera. A lot of the, like, yesterday's stream, or the day before's stream, I guess, was just about making this guy move. And yeah. He didn't even have arms or legs when I finished that stream. Now he has arms and legs. And they look pretty good. He has an idle state and everything. Yeah, oh, it was a lot of... There's a lot going on. I need to make a punching animation and a whole bunch of other stuff. How much time do you have in the jam? Time left, I have 22 hours, but it starts with 4 days. You have 4 days to do everything. And it's taken me 3 days to get this much done. So I'm hoping it won't take too much longer. For the most part, when I have one level done, I can copy and paste it and just change some assets. So right now, basically, the plot is you start at your house. I'm probably going to make a quick animation soon of this guy just sitting on his couch smoking weed or whatever because he's feeling loopy. And he's like, I need gas station nachos, like, ASAP. And so then he'll probably like get up, leave his apartment, and like his neighbor Becky will be talking through the door. Yes, police, I need assistance ASAP. There's a bunch of drug users in my neighborhood or whatever, and like maybe there's like a drug addict right here. He's just like, this guy's got weed. And so then he like runs away, and like the entire neighborhood hears about it. So everybody in this apartment building is gonna be trying to beat you up, like clones of you with like different color hoodies and hats on. Will be like, this guy's got weed. Get me some weed. I need me some weed. And they just try to beat you up and steal your blunts or whatever. And so basically, here's something that I thought of. I thought about instead of like having a health bar when you start the game, I was thinking about in the top left, no HP bar, but you have like this chill meter. You have like kind of 3 lives in a sense, but it's a chill meter, and everybody's trying to harsh your chill. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep, it's basically acts as a timer. So your chill naturally drains throughout the level over the course of like say 5 minutes, 300 seconds. But every time you get hit, or every time you take damage, or every time you like do something dumb, I guess it'll drain a little bit more of your chill meter. So you have green chill, yellow chill, red chill. And when your green chill is gone, you gotta smoke. No matter what you're doing, you have to drop what if like the trip get worse the longer it goes? Actually, I do like that. I do like that. My initial thought was if you got three different chill levels, and if you're on green chill, when green runs out, you have to smoke no matter what you're doing. So the enemies can like take shots at you, and your yellow chill can go down a little bit before you even get the chance to start fighting back. But no matter what no matter what, when you try to like move and stuff, like it just doesn't work. But worst of all, when you smoke, your controls invert a little bit. So maybe when your green chill is gone, A and D are backwards. So you have to press A to go right, D to go left. And then if you like lose all your yellow chill, you've got to like maybe it moves over a little bit. Like instead of WASD, now you're using ESDF. But it's still like backwards, so S is right and F is left. I think it would just be messed up if like random controls were just like moved around every time you had to smoke. Excuse me. So for every room, I should, except for the starting room, I don't need one in the starting room. I should make a new trigger. I should call it in-room trigger. No, like you punch someone and they disappear into a puff of smoke. Yeah, dude, I like that. I like that. The way that I was gonna do it is I was just gonna make him just like lay on the ground and just stay there, but I kind of do like them getting punched into a puff of smoke. I might do that for enemies that aren't like people, because I want the people to just lay there in like the Family Guy death pose or something. But when you get outside, I plan on having like non-human enemies fighting you, since you're like high and stuff, since you're feeling loopy, like stop signs will try to beat you up, fire hydrants and like trash cans and stuff. So I might make it so when you beat up those objects, they disappear into a puff of smoke. Or like random door knocking noise plays if it's really bad. Yeah, I hear what you say. Like the trip gets way worse as time goes on. But I don't know. I definitely will make it so like when there's when you do have to smoke, some weird stuff happens. Maybe not like random noises, but I want it to be mostly visual. I want it to be a mostly visual experience. So yeah, let me make an in-room trigger real quick. Give this a box component. Where are you at? Physics 2D box collider. And basically make this real big. Where is this room? It's all in here. Okay, so it automatically puts it in the middle, which is great. Love that. So let's make this tall. 20. There we go. So now when you hit the middle of the room, I'll give the camera a new space based on room 1 or room 0 or whatever. So then let's make this is a trigger. So then in camera controller, let's go into the camera controller script here. We're going to want to let's see. So I have follow, I have lock, I have late update, I have update walls. So all of that's going to work. So now I want to make it so we can update room. Or actually, let me make a new int. Private int current room. No, it's not a function. So there we go. Now we can track what current room we're on, and by default that should be 0. So then when we hit a trigger, we should maybe like as a toned down version of what I was suggesting, the screen hue changes more. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Love that idea. So now I think I want some music. I need some music to thinky. Let's see. Yesterday I was listening to a whole bunch of like classical stuff that I don't listen to very often. Uh, I'm more into I'm more into like rock and stuff, but this stuff is cheap because it's free. So I'll play the free. What do you mean by that? What do I mean by what exactly? I say too much stuff. Oh, that. I don't know, but you got your answer, I guess. Public void. Current room update. And then we're gonna wanna change the fixed position. Oh wait, you know what? I can make a vector of transforms based on where each room is. Or not a vector, an array. Transforms. So there we go. And so then when I want to update the room, all I have to do is say the fixed position equals the room transforms of current room dot position. Just like that. So then all I have to do is I have to go in here. Oh wait. Save that. Type expected. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Whoops. Public transform. Room transforms. There we go. I didn't give it a type. My fault, game. So then... Is it here? Yeah, here we go. So then... So start room. That's number 0. Room 1. Room 2, room 3, room 4, room 5. Boom. So then do 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 da 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 da. So then let's see the in-room trigger. Event trigger. Update selected. Select. Begin drag. Submit. Move. Drop. I don't know exactly how to do this. So this acts as the trigger. So then I think what I might be able to do is I might be able to event trigger. Where did that go? Right here. So add new event. Update selected maybe. And then I might be able to drag this up in here. Current room update. Nah, that's probably not it. I think I want the in-room trigger to be the trigger. How do I do this? So I know I can call this with an event trigger. What's happening? Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do right now is I want the camera to update its fixed position whenever the player enters a new room. So when the player moves from this room to this room, he's going to hit this green box here eventually, right? And so then the camera is going to snap into position to focus on just this room. Okay, yeah, now you got it. Perfect. So let me see. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to use triggers. Right now, this is the trigger, but how do I make it do stuff? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So this is the trigger. And so when I go in here, you know what? Let me look this up. Okay, so I can give a class let's see. You probably need on trigger enter 2D method as your collider is 2D. Okay, well thanks. That doesn't really help me that much. What about I can watch a YouTube video real quick. Let's watch this together. Let's learn.
Hello, this is a video for future Rich and possibly current you who is having issues with sorting out colliders and triggers and all these good things in 2D spaces. There are many better YouTube videos talking about this, but I just wanted to make one specific for my particular issues. So what I'm trying to achieve, and what I've spent my morning sorting out, is very simply the fact that when this circle enters one of these lines, a trigger occurs. So if I clear this to show you it gradually building up. There we go. Okay, so first, kind of most obviously, please do check your axes. Even if you're in a 2D space, make sure that you don't have your triggers being on a different plane of existence, which can actually catch things out if we look. He says, failing in every way to show what I was trying to show. No, sorry, I'm not scaling. There we go. Fabulous.
Yeah, dude, I've been trying. I learned a little bit of Blender for a different game project. I don't know if you've seen this. Let me pull up a different game I made for a class in college. I was trying to learn Blender to get a whole bunch of little frog guys to work, but it was so annoying. It was such an annoying thing. So this is my frog game here. It's so bare bones I can't even make it stretch to fit my monitor, but who cares? Basically, these little frog guys, they were so annoying because on the website they were on, that guy really got a punch off of me. But on the website that I got these guys from, they have like 100-something bones. Oh, you saw it. Nice. They had 100-something bones, and because this is like a single-threaded operating game, these suckers just make stuff so difficult. I gotta play this real quick. I gotta get distracted. What? What's capital what? Yeah, something you'll notice is that like it just whenever a new wave starts, it lags so much. 100. No, evil. Shoot the thing, thank you. There we go. These guys are gonna mess me up. Oh, he went in the ground. That's a glitch I didn't fix. Alright, but yeah, that's enough of that. There we go. I can also close this, don't need that.
They no longer interact. You can kind of see, because we're dealing with 2D objects, you know,
From
that's what it actually looks
TS
like.
from model was made for Ultra HD fine-tuned animation. Yeah, for sure. It had like 130 something bones, and I had to delete most of them and like just fix stuff up. It was such a headache. And especially since it's like single-threaded, that means like it has to load every single one of these.
Okay, cool. So number one thing.
Yeah, I had to load every single one of
hero
these
object,
stupid
which will typically
bones.
be moving,
And
which
it
is the thing
couldn't
that you will
update
be
anything else
attaching
until all the
straight
bones were
to
gone. So like
the
3
trigger.
frogs would just crash the game.
It needs to have a box collider. It can optionally have is trigger. I'm actually going to set it to not being trigger because the object itself shouldn't be the trigger. The triggers should be. So it just needs a box collider. It doesn't need anything else. It doesn't need a rigid body specifically. The triggers themselves must have a rigid body.
Okay.
Make sure you've set your gravity scale to 0. We know what happens if we set the gravity scale to 1. Is this. Whee! Goodbye, triggers. So we set them to 0 to make sure they don't move, because go gravity. And then we also set box collider on these, and this is where we set the box collider is trigger to being true, because they're triggers. So we end up with the object which is moving just needs a box collider. The things which are static, or that are the triggers themselves, need to have rigid bodies, but they need to be triggers. And this is the whole deal.
So I need to have 2 rigid bodies. I need one that's not a trigger and one that
right
is.
At the very end is the fact that if we look
That's
at
so
our script,
weird.
you need to have on trigger enter.
Ah, I see. I see. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to call this current room update. I'm going to call this, what am I going to call it? On trigger enter 2D. So, right. And then do I need to use that somewhere, or does it use it for me?
Can I zoom in this? How am I failing to zoom in? Needs to have on trigger enter 2D. It cannot have on collision enter 2D because it's not a collision entering, it's a trigger. I currently do not understand Unity well enough to know when you would use on collision. I'm assuming it's when you actually do have 2 objects colliding. But for us, because we caring about
You'd probably
triggers,
want to use on collision enter 2D when you have a non-standard collision. So like when 2 objects should be able to intersect, but it doesn't just want to make you not enter. Like if I have a wall, I obviously don't want to be able to go through the wall. But if I have like, say a swimming pool or something, I want to be able to get in the pool, but now I want to swim, I guess. That's what I would think.
That is the actually important part. So in summary, check your axes are correct, especially on the z-axis, even if you're in a 2D space. Make sure that one of the objects has got a box collider.
Right.
The other objects have a box collider and a rigid body. Make sure at least one has got trigger enabled. It is trigger enabled. It could actually be both, or just one or the other. But
about to sneeze, excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And then finally, make sure that you're definitely using on trigger rather than on collision, because that caught me out. Anyway, I hope this helps future.
So let me see. I don't know if you need a second like collision 2D. I don't think you need that, but I will see. So if I set this to following, and then if I walk into the second room somewhere, if I go into scene, where am I? Yeah, I hit it. So now if I go back to the camera and fixed, that did not work. Camera's back here. But did it change anything if I go into I need to make the room public so I can see it all the time. Public int current room. Let's get something. Let's see. The Nutcracker Suite. Yeah, dude. Here we go. So let's see. Does it actually update the current room when I go? Room 1. Need to go a little bit further. Alright, so I'm past it. Did it update the room? It did not. So maybe I do need a second trigger. Or a second box collider, rather. Oh, I made the transform 20. I think I need to make the transform 1 and make the sides itself 20. Like that. Let's see if that works. Following. To the second room. Oh! What the? I see, because I put that stupid trigger there. Okay. So, let's think about that for a second. That's what I mean by I probably don't want this. So on trigger enter. You put the trigger in the middle of the room. Yes, for a very specific reason. I basically want the player to already be, like, pretty much where the camera is going to be located, so it's not a very jarring snap. Because if I had the player walk into a room and then it immediately snapped, like, onto this entire room, it would snap from about, it would be, like, about halfway in between, and then just snap all the way over here, and that would not look very smooth. If that makes sense, like, I can probably draw this if that didn't make sense. Yeah, let me draw it real quick. So, got GIMP open here. If I make a new canvas. So, like, imagine this in 2 frames, right? That's a too small brush. So, imagine this in 2 frames. Huh, never thought of that. Yeah. Basically, on frame 1, you're going to be, like, right before the trigger. You're going to be, like, here. And the camera's going to be, like, like, encapsulating the whole thing. And then, on frame 2, you're going to be in the trigger, and the camera's gonna snap all the way over there. So it's just a very sudden, very jarring jump that you don't really want. I might want to even make the trigger a little bit wider. Maybe I will. I'll make that like 3 times as thick. Or maybe not that thick, maybe just 2 times. But how do I use it? That's my thing. Let's see. I am currently developing a 2D. Let's see this Reddit post here. I am currently developing a 2D top-down styled game and run into an issue. I want my player to change scene. Actually, just change the currently displayed tile map, blah, blah, blah. So let's see. You have on trigger, enter 2D, set active, set active. As you notice, if is trigger is set, your character won't collide with walls. You might want to try using on collision, enter 2D instead. But if this script is running from your player, you should also do the same check. So yeah, actually, let me try on collision instead of on trigger enter. Maybe that will work. Or maybe that will make me walk through walls or something. I don't know. It might just update the camera incessantly. If I walk up, that doesn't do anything. If I walk down, that doesn't do anything. But what if I go over here? Or, whoops. Following. Current room didn't change. Current room didn't change still. That's bad. Don't like that. What happens if I make this 1 by default? So like if I press play again, will it actually update where the camera is supposed to be? If I make this 1, walk into the trigger. Just like that. And then if I set it to... Fixed? Nope. Okay. So here's how I'll do this, I think. Equals fixed position. That's not necessarily what I want. I want fixed position is the... I think fixed position is actually a little bit obsolete now. I think I want to use room transforms of whatever room I'm on. So if I did like this, what the dot position? Yeah, that's probably it. So now when the camera fixes, it'll be on whatever room I want. So let's see. Oh, well, that's just great. Why'd that happen? Oh, because it's on the same thing. Okay, hold on. What the? Cannot modify the return value of transform.position because it is not available. A variable. Yes, it is. What do you mean? It says get and set. I can set it right there. Cannot modify the return value. There we go, that might work. What's the default that I have for the camera? Yeah, -10. No, why didn't that work? Come on, dude. Current room is 0, and all this stuff is invisible. If I walk right over a little bit, yeah, he's still gone. Where is the camera right now? This music is so whimsical. Exactly. -10. No, it just switches right back to 0. That's lame. Why are you doing that to me? So 1.51. What happens if I set the current room to like 1 or something? Let me actually turn the music down just a hair. I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but it's a little bit loud for me. Actually, I'm looking at my audio capture output. It's not loud at all. I'll turn it back up for you guys. This is hard. I don't... What if I set this to 1? Well, I didn't actually see any difference. What about the location? 35. Oh, I think that does work. And then that's back to 1.5 and stuff. Okay. So, let's see. Let's see. Let me get some more information real quick. The Z is still 0. That's bad. That's bad. That means it's not making this how it should be. Let's see. I could probably do something like this. And then get rid of this one entirely. That might work. That way it's always -10. Because I think the problem right now is that it's setting it to a different plane, or like the same plane of existence, so only stuff that's like further back can be seen. Whoa! And then if I that was exactly what I needed to do. And then 1. No, I didn't switch it. Well, now that, oh my. Current room, dot position, current room, dot position. Why doesn't that work? Let's see. Yeah, no, that doesn't change the camera at all. Fixed. It is on fixed. So then it should set it to this position right here. It should set it to the current room dot X. Huh. Why doesn't it do that? Oh, come on, dude. There you go. Maybe if I make it a new vector, it'll be like, I understand now. I don't know. Just do what I want? Oh! Camera? Yes! Okay, we have a camera that can move to a fixed position. So now let's see. Now we need to make it so that when he enters the collision, this is probably still wants to be a trigger, actually. On trigger, enter. And then oh yeah, I need to make it so this changes to fixed. What do I call it? The state? No, state. What do I call it? Current state. There we go. So now it should fix the camera. Da 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 da. What the hell? There we go. Play. So then, I wish I could control it from the scene. That would be so cool. Let's switch this to following for now. Am I in the trigger? I am. Move past it a little. And it still did not switch, which is lame. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna go to discussions.unity.com, see what's going on. After hours of testing, I got it to work. Here's how. First, you need one of the two objects to contain a rigid body 2D. While I was already doing this, it still didn't work in my game. I'm a bird, so I didn't want gravity to affect my player, so I had to set the kinematic to true. So I just set the gravity scale of the object to 0 and made the object dynamic. Not kinematic. This fixed my problem. Does my object have gravity? Is it falling down? No, it's not falling down because I saw it in the scene editor, and it was staying there. So that's not my issue. Huh. How do I make it so when he enters this trigger, it activates? I guess right now it doesn't really have a way to know if it's entering a trigger because it's technically in a different object. So if I put the camera controller inside the apartment building, or like as a subcategory, maybe then it'll know. Maybe it's because I had my camera out here and it's just like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the world. I'm just the camera. He's like, I don't know where any of the triggers are. Nope. He still doesn't know anything. So that wasn't it. Let's see. Yeah, I thought in games like this you'd like put a trigger on the player as some sort of hitbox. I will eventually, just right now I don't have any Oh, you're Wait, no, he does. He does. He does. He has a box collider. Hold on, can I see it? Can I see this box collider? I guess I don't have it independent of the guy. So hold on, let me actually remove this box collider component. And let's create a new one. Hitbox. And then let's add a... Oh, I can't see him anymore, he's over here. Yeah, and then let's give it a size. Let's make it too big. 3 big? Not too big. 2.5 big. There you go. And set it over by 0.1. There we go. Yeah, he did have a hitbox, but it was small and it was like over here. But that wouldn't have changed anything, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe a camera controller has to be part of the player? Not part of the apartment. So then when the player runs into something, it'll be like, okay, this is the thing it... Whoa. Where did he go? Oh no, okay, yeah, definitely not that. Where did he go though? Oh no! Where is he going? What the... Camera? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Alright, so the camera controller should probably be its own thing. That's what I think. Let me think. Let's watch another YouTube video real quick. Let's see what this guy...
In this video, we're going to cover how to handle simple collisions in Unity.
Yes.
We're going to look at colliders, rigid bodies, and all the various events. Let's begin.
Wow.
Hello and welcome, I'm your Code Monkey, and this channel is all about helping you learn how to make your own games with in-depth tutorials made by a professional indie game developer. So if
Yes.
you find the video helpful, consider subscribing.
Thank you, Code
Okay,
Monkey.
so this is a very simple beginner video. I'm
For
making
real,
this
epic
because
intro.
I've seen a lot of comments by people confused with how to get collisions working. One of the issues I see is a lot of people cannot get their triggers to register.
Yes.
It can be a bit tricky, so let's check it out. So for starters, let's make
Oh my
an
gosh, this is old.
object. So in here, create an empty one, and let's call this our health potion. And now let's add a component of type box collider 2D.
Yep.
So here you can already see the widget displaying the size of our collider. Now let's also add a sprite renderer. And now for our visual, over here I have a health potion texture and just drag it on there. Okay.
Wow.
And now we can click on this button in order to easily edit the collider and make it just big enough to capture the whole texture. Okay. Alright, so here is our simple object. Now let's make another object. So we're going to create an empty game object. This will be our player. And inside we have a component of type capsule collider 2D. Okay. And then also a visual, so a sprite renderer.
Monkey.
Alright,
I like
so
that.
here it is, the sprite with the capsule collider on top. So now that we have these two simple objects, let's see how we can handle collisions. So first of all, on the health potion, over here on the collider properties, you can see we have a bunch of things we can change. For example, over here we have a box called isTrigger. This makes it so that this object is not physically solid and only triggers an event.
Yep.
This is great, for example, for making the player pick up an item. So we do want the player to be able to get inside of this box. So this is meant to be just a trigger, okay? And for the player, we'll leave it as not a trigger since we want it to be a solid object.
Yes.
Okay, and now in here I have a simple script with some basic movement, so just add it to the player. And here you can see the script is extremely small, very simple. Here we just have a function that being called on update called handle our movement, and we're testing for inputs and moving our transform. That's it, very simple. And now in order to capture our trigger, we need to add a function. So we're going to add the function on trigger enter 2D.
Yep.
So this is the function that is called whenever this object is
Wait, do I need to have a
trigger. So here
a field for the trigger?
Log and say something. All right, so let's.
Yeah, dude,
Okay,
it doesn't take a collider. That's the problem. So hold on, I need to take a collider 2D collider, I guess. And then does that just
something.
do I need to
All right,
tell it
so let's
what
test.
to
Okay,
what
here we
to
are,
take,
and
or-
I can move the player around. All right, makes sense.
Excuse
And
me.
now let's check out the log whenever I approach the item, and I go and nope, we have nothing happening.
No.
So this is the part that really confuses some people. They both
Yes.
have their colliders correctly set up, so why is nothing happening? Well, the reason is because the physics system is meant to work with rigid bodies and not just empty colliders. So here in our player, we
Rigid
need
bodies.
to add a rigid body, in this case, rigid body 2D. And here, since we're working on top-down, in order to make it not fall down, just set gravity to 0.
Do I have a
However,
rigid body,
the
or
item
do I just have a
itself-
collider? Whoops, excuse me. Yeah, I have a rigid body. That's good.
Does not need a rigid body. In order to get the collisions working, we just need one of the objects in the interaction to have a rigid body.
Right.
So the item is fine just like this, just a box collider with its trigger set to true, and the player has a capsule collider and a rigid body. Okay, so now let's test this. Okay, here we are, and I can still move, and if I go towards the item, there you go. Now
Trigger.
we have our trigger.
All right, so let me see. Does this work? Does this work for me? Does this do the thing that I want it to do? Go here, go to follow, boom. Okay, I'm in it. Did it update the room? It did not. Did not. That's bad. That's bad. Don't like that. So, why not?
Is correctly working. Awesome. So as you can see, it's very simple to fix this issue with collisions not triggering. All you need to do is make sure that you have at least.
I have the rigid body. I have everything.
So here, let's just add a debug.log and say something.
Private void on trigger enter 2D. Mine's public. I guess I can make it private because I don't really need to see it. Although, I don't think that would matter. Collider 2D collider. Yeah. Stop moving real quick. So let's see. Let's see. So on trigger enter 2D, it takes the collider. Then make sure that this trigger is in fact a trigger. It is. And it takes up this much space. So if I run it again, whoops. I could make that following by default, so that would make my life easier, but yep. And it didn't update the current room. What am I missing? What am I missing here? Hitbox. Let's add the rigid body to his hitbox, I think. Rigid body 2D. And then grav scale should be 0. I don't know what interpolate would do here. I don't think that does anything. Simulated. I don't know what that means. Let's pull this guy back up.
Alright, so here it is, the sprite with the capsule collider on top. So now that we have these two simple objects, let's see how we can handle collisions. So first of all, on the health potion, over here on the collider properties, you can see we have a bunch of things we can change. For example, over here we have a box called isTrigger. This makes it so that this object is not physically trigger. Okay.
I got that.
And now in here I have a simple script with some basic movement, so just add it to the point. Moving our transform. That's it. The function object is
private void on trigger enter 2D collider 2D collider.
Log and say around. All right, makes we have others meant to work with rigid bodies and not just empty colliders. So here in our player we need to add a rigid body, in this case rigid body 2D. And here, since we're working on top down, in order to make it not fall down, just set gravity to 0. However, the item itself does not need a rigid body. In order to get the collisions working, we just need one of the objects.
Wait. I think I figured it out. I think I know. I think because the on collision thing is with the camera, not the player. So I want the player to have on collision or on trigger enter 2D, not the camera. And then I want it to update the camera somehow, I guess. So let me think about how to do that. How would I go about doing that? Carson. Hi, Camilla. Why are you spam reacting? Camilla, get out of my chat. Camilla, get... No, I'm just kidding. You can stay. Yeah, but I think that's my problem here. So let me think about how I'm going to fix that. So obviously in my player movement script, in my player controller, I want to have on collision enter 2D. On trigger. You didn't know we had this power. That's hilarious. What the? Oh, they begin with uppercase characters. On trigger, enter 2D. Collider 2D. Collider. So then, okay, so this will send an update. So how do I tell the camera that? Do I want to make the player part of the camera or something? Camilla said, oh, she said hi. She said hi, Carson. I thought she just said my name. Camilla, are you still here? Are you and Joey watching? Or you just stop by to say hi and just leave before I could say anything? How do I tell the camera when the player does a thing? In Unity, to activate a trigger that updates the camera, set up the trigger by creating a game object, and then add a collider component to this game object. Yeah, I have that. Enable the isTrigger. Yep, I have that. Scripting the camera update. Create a C# script, camera trigger handler, and attach it to your trigger game object. Within, okay. Within the script, implement on trigger enter or on trigger stay. Oh, wait, I could do, I could give it to, no. I don't effing know, dude. I can close this guy. I don't need you. Inside on trigger enter or on trigger stay, you will check if the entering collider belongs to the player. Example, by checking its tag, other.compare tag player. What the? Using, no, that's not what I want. You can directly modify properties of the active camera or a reference camera, such as field of view, transform.position, or transform.rotation within the trigger function. If you have an animator, okay, wait, so in here I can directly do the camera? How do I do the camera already? So camera controller, let's move player controller over here. I have current room plus plus. So if I make that public here, so that yeah, it is public, so anybody can change it. Main camera. No, I need to give it a camera, I think. I think I can do this. Public camera, main camera. Dot current room. No, it doesn't know that. Okay, wait, let's see if I can. Main camera is here, so camera controller. No, not. I don't want camera. I want object. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to put there. What if I just make it object? Dude, this is so hard. Oh no. Back to this. Actually, this is already almost over. We can do something else. Waltz of the Flowers. Phaeton. This is a little too dramatic for me, but you know, we'll keep it. It's there. So how do I do this? Jesus, this is hard. Da 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 da. New object. So then if I give it this object, this one has a main character, current state, current room. Maybe I need to make an access function for get current room. Reutner? What? Reutner? Well, my first thought is to make it change some sort of variable, if that's the right name for it. Yeah, that is. And the variable links to whatever room the camera is meant to be in. Yeah, the only problem is I don't know how to link it. That's the thing. Because I have the variable here. The variable is current room. But I have no idea how to make the trigger update current room is the problem. I thought I would do it with this, but that doesn't really work. Because that's the camera updating that. I need the player to update the camera based on current room, but I don't know how to make current room go up. That is what I'm trying to do, though. You're absolutely right. So now if I go into player controller, get current room. No, I can't just call that. It's like that's not real. Okay, get out of here. You get out of here. We can fix this. We can do something. Let me think. Ah! If the camera controller were part of the player, but we've seen what happens when that happens. What about the other way around? You think that'll work? You think that'll change something? Yeah, nope. Oh. What the? Wait, there is no rigid body 2D attached to the player game object, but a script is trying to access it. There's no rigid body. What do you mean? It's right there. Or your script needs to check if the component is attached before using it. What script is trying to use it? Right here? The player controller. Wait. Wait a minute. Ah, because I put it on the hitbox. Okay. Yeah, so the rigid body does need to be here. I don't think that'll change anything. So let's try that. Oh, well, I didn't even... Oh, my... Okay, hold on. And make sure that we move it from here. So now I have a rigid body. Let's see. Okay, I've got gravity. My fault. My fault. Didn't change gravity. 0. Okay, no more gravity. I'm a little busted, but we can fix that later. Camera controller. Following. This is a little glitchy now. Why is it glitchy? I don't like that. Room 1. We passed the trigger and it still didn't work. Okay, so that's not it. So let's undo a whole bunch of stuff we did. Like right there. Oh, whoops. Rigid body thing again. Yeah, you get out of here. We'll give the rigid body back to you. Got it. And now that works. I didn't hit stop, stop that junk. I didn't stop the junk. Rigid body 2D. Now it works. I've got gravity again. Dang it. It's so hard to remember stuff. And also it changed a few things. So now like I can't get as far up anymore. What did I do when I made that change? I don't know what simulated means in this context. Yeah, like now what the? Okay, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna undo a whole bunch of changes we made in the past little while. What was this change? What the? Yeah, okay, keep going back, keep going back. Keep going back. Yeah, I agree. The joys of game bugs. Okay, so now player has rigid body and box collider 2D. I'm gonna delete this. Don't want that. Oh, well, oh my! I keep doing that. I don't press stop, and then I just try to undo a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go back to before we had hitbox as an object. I don't want this as an object anymore. That has the rigid body. That has a box collider. This has a box collider too. When did we implement hitbox? I want that junk gone. There we go. So now, camera controller's in here. You come out here. You're your own thing. There we go. Hitbox still exists. That's weird. You can get out of here. I don't need you. Be gone. The box collider is small. Why did it turn sideways? Dude, I don't know. Hey, Joey. What we doing? We are making a video game. We are making a video game, Joey. And we're failing. We're failing. Right now, I'm trying to make it so the camera works. But it doesn't. Why am I so low now? How come I can't go up? Did you see the video I sent you last night? No, I didn't. I will watch that later, because I can't trust you to not send me, Something that's not stream friendly. Sad face. What are you doing right now? You at school or something? My dog's in here. Hi, doggy. Huh? Oh, I gotta take my dog out, guys. Be right back. How do I pause stuff? Everything's so... I'm lost. Alright, I'll be right back. Hello everybody, I'm back, and while I was outside, I figured it out. What I can do is I can go into my camera controller here, and I can create a serialized field here for a, what's it called? A collider. A rigid body, not a rigid body, what's it called? Dang it! Box collider. There we go. 2D, and we can call this the player box collider, right? So now what happens, whoops, is I can go here, And here I have the player box collider. So I can go in here, I can take this, I can go into the camera controller, if it'll let me. I don't think it'll let me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and get the player box collider. Boom. So now I know exactly where the player is at all times. Just like that. So now I think that'll work. And if not, I can do something with the player's collision box that tells me when I'm triggering a thing. So let's go to room 1 here. Change this to following. Go to room 1. Almost there. Okay, that didn't work. But did it update? No, it didn't. That's fine. That's fine. So, no, oh yeah, that's because I don't have the on trigger enter thing. So, private void, nope, void on trigger enter 2D. Then I can say that the current room plus plus main camera dot position. What do I want? I want fixed position equals I want the current room's position. So I want room transforms of the current room dot position. There we go. Then I want to set the main camera to fixed. Or actually, I can just do dot state, current state, current, or is it just current state? State dot fixed. There we go. So this could work. Now that it's got a box collider on the player, now it knows where the player is. Now it knows if it's colliding with the trigger, I think. So let's do following. Let's click on room 1. Hello? There we go. Maybe it's because I made the trigger its own object in room 1 instead of making it part of room 1 itself. If I move box collider 2D, set this size to 20 and set this to 1.5. I didn't stop moving, so it's not going to work. Delete this. Add the component directly to the room. And then 22 or whatever. I think that'll work. I think, therefore I am. Following. Room 1. Go, 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 go. Wouldn't you know it? It's not a trigger. Okay, now it's the moment of truth. Now, here we go. So, follow. Room 1. Start walking. Past it. Did it update the... No. Hi, Joey. Okay. Why didn't that work? I miss bro. Why do you miss bro? Current room, fixed position, current state. You think it's running any of this? How do I output something to the console? You're not here. I am here. I'm literally right here. Unity how to print to console. Log, debug.log. Hit. So now down here in the console, if I pass that, it should say hit. If that command is running. Well, actually, oh my god. Did that save? Yeah. I always forget to do that. You should be here holding me. Bro, what is the matter with you? Bro is weird. Do it work? No. Okay, so that command's not running. So if I give the camera controller its own box collider, stop. So let's call this camera box collider. Maybe make another box collider. 2D player box collider. And in start we can make, this could actually be private. How do I get the equals get component? Is that how it? Yeah. Whoops. So then there's that, and then I guess afterwards I want it to just say, maybe there's no point in doing the get component thing at all, but like, if I use this, yes, out, no. What is yes, out, no, dude? No, that doesn't work. That don't work. That don't work. That don't work. So, I don't want this. I don't think I need a serialized thing here. Chicka 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 da chicka 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 da chicka chicka boom. So I guess I do want the on trigger thing in here. I guess what I want is there to be a serialized field integer. Whoops, that's not what I want. I want to move it down here. This helps with keeping track of the room we're in when hitting a switch room trigger. So serialized field, private int current room. This should increase current room. Joey, I don't know what yes, out, no means. I don't know. I need music again. Not this though. I don't want that. I need something something chill. Let's get the nocturnes open again. Not this specific one though. Here we go. This is chill. I just want this to work, honestly. I just want it to work. Why can't it just work? So current room is 0. I can't make it I can't make that a reference. I want it to reference something else. You think I can make let's look this up. The variable you want to reference in the other script must be declared as public. This makes it visible and accessible from other scripts. Alternatively, you can use serialized field with a private variable if you want it to be visible in the inspector, but still remain a private access level within the script. Obtain a reference to the script, to the target script. There are several common ways to get a reference to a script containing the variable. Direct assignment in inspector for public fields. Yep. Get component if on the same game object. They're not. If script A is on a different game object from script B and you don't want to assign it in the inspector, you can find the game object by name and then get its component with gameObject.find. So I can find the name of game object with script A in here. So if So on start, I can do dot find. Hold on, I need to declare a new game object. Huh? Already contains. Oh yeah, player game object. How about that? And then what did I call my player? I called it just player. So then I can get the player box collider. There. So now I have the player's box collider. Does that help me? I can't tell if that helps me. Script A reference. This is hard, bro. I tell you, this is hard. For scripts that should have only one instance and be accessible from anywhere, the singleton pattern can be used. I don't want singleton pattern. I don't want that. Oh, wait, I just want the player, and then I want to get the player's current room. So, on late update, I guess, I don't want on trigger enter here. Oh wait, yes I do. Yes I do. Yes I do. No. This is hard. This is hard. This is hard. This is hard. What? I called it player game object. Well, this might have to be something I figure out off camera while I work on something else. But I really do need this to work. I don't know. 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 Let's actually see if the if in the player controller script on trigger enter will debug log something. Hit. Let's see if that does anything. I should see in the console the word hit pop up if I walk into a new room. Let's see. Whoops, I need to switch the camera to following. Hit! Okay. So... Let's see. So I know that that's working. I know that this one in here. Yeah, that is something. That is something. That's something to be very happy about. Hit the trigger there. So I think that will work for getting the player. Copy this over and comment this out. So if I have the player's box collider, I'm thinking that I can see when it triggers via the camera. I think. Man, I went outside and I thought I figured it out. I just had an idea, but it's getting me down the right track. Hit! 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 Yes! Yes, that did it! That actually did it! That actually did it! That actually did it! So now, okay, so we updated the current room. So now, all the other stuff we wanted to do. So now we want to, change the what's it called? Fixed position. Not main camera position, but we want to get the, room transforms of the current room position. Then we want to switch the camera's main camera dot state. No, just the state. I think it's just called the state. Or state. Current state. Equals state dot fixed. So now I think this will do exactly what I need it to do. So let's set this to following. Then if I go over. Okay, it didn't do what I needed to do. But let's check that it's still current room. And then do it again after current room. So I know if it's updating the current room. Just like that. Yes, that's actually huge news though. Come on! There we go. Following. Oh, now it suddenly doesn't work? What? Wait, why does it suddenly not work? What the? What? It worked when this was commented out, but not... Wait. Why? Why is that? Huh? Let's see that again. Let's see that again. Maybe it was a fluke. That was a fluke. Following. What? What? Wait. Wait a minute. Wow, this is so beautiful, dude. I'm not even lying. I love this. Let's try to think about why that didn't work. I have an idea. Let's actually do this in the reverse. Let's do this in the reverse. So instead of finding the player in camera, let's find the camera in player. I think that'll work. So if I go down here and if I create a how do I do this? I do it like this. Player.gameObject or player game object and rename this to camera game object. And then in start, if I instead do the opposite of this, camera game object, then I don't need this. I already have the box component. And we want to change that to, what do I call it? Camera component? Camera controller? Yeah, camera controller. I don't know why it worked for a second and then it immediately stopped working. That doesn't make any sense, but you know, whatever. So then if this happens, then we want to switch that up. We don't want it to do that. We want it to call camera game objects on trigger. Or actually, I think what we can do is we don't even need to call this on trigger anymore. We can call this update camera. We can just call it update camera. We don't need to give it anything. So now when the player controller does this, update camera. I hate you. I hate you, dude. I hate this. Wait, why can't I call it? Ah, no, I'm losing it now. I'm losing it. I had the idea, but it's gone. Camera game object equals game object.find camera controller. So then I should be able to use any methods that come with that, I thought. Let's look this up. To reference and call a function within a script attached to another game object in Unity, follow these steps. Public variable in the inspector. Declare a public game object variable in your script. Drag that target game object from the hierarchy into this variable slot in the inspector. Game object.find object name, which is what I have up there. Oh, my dog's barking. Like, bro, can't we just chill out? To find game object by its name at runtime, this is generally less efficient and should be used sparingly, particularly in update or fixed update. Collision raycast, I don't want that. Once you have a reference to the target game object, use get component to retrieve an instance of the specific script attached to it. So now so I want to go up here and I want to get the script. So camera controller script, that's what I want. No? What's my script type? I don't know what this is. Camera controller. After obtaining the script instance, you can call any public function within that script using the dot operator. No, that's not true. It's not true, because I have this right here. This is a script right here attached to the camera controller object right there. So it tries to find camera controller. And I think it does. So I guess I need to make the camera controller script its own object. So if I make put it here like that. So let me scroll down, comment this out, see if that still runs like normal. Twin, how it going? It's going weird. This is so stupid. I have compiler errors now. That's cool. What errors do I have? This is exactly what I mean, dude. It's going funky. Right now I'm trying to work on the camera. Game object does not contain the definition for update camera. What do you mean? That's commented out, bro. I guess I didn't save it. So yeah, basically I'm trying to make the camera. I've done a lot of progress since you've been gone, Joe. So let me show you. I'll actually start with going to a different scene first. I found out about scenes yesterday. So basically we got the feelin' loopy picture. Main menu cover here, and when I hit play, assuming it does run, yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but it actually throws you for a loop. Look at that. So instead of it swaps the play and quit button, which is pretty stupid, I think. When you hit play, it spawns you in a room, and then this is where you're gonna be beating up bad guys. I need to figure out why this guy. Oh, I remember why, because I changed the size of his collision thing, but yeah, so right now I'm trying to figure out why my camera doesn't always work. My camera's really annoying me here. So if I go into here, if I set this to following, current room does not update. That's the part that's annoying me. I'm trying to get the current room to update when I go past this trigger. This music's annoying me. You know what? I don't even care if it's copywritten. I want to listen to something that like I listen to usually. This is Beach House, the full album Depression Cherry. I love that. Let's see. Let me turn it down just a little bit for me. Sorry if it's too quiet now. So let's hit stop here. This is really hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So I guess it found the camera object. If I make this a public field, I won't have to find it, I don't think. Anywhere you want me to. Da, 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 da. Where is it? Huh. I guess I can't do that. I guess I can't have it find the game object. Unless can I make it a serialized field? No. Oh, serialize field. There, can I do that? Game object, game object. No. Yeah, I can't. That's lame. So, let's just make this public, I guess. Oh wait, I was looking in the wrong spot, that's why. Hold on. My fault. Camera game object, found it. So then I can put this in here. So then I don't need to find it. So then I might be able to just use the update camera function. Controller script, that's what I need. Branches on the trees, you will hang lower now. Let's get another game object. Make this one private because they don't need that. Camera. How much time you got? I've got a little less than a day. but it's actually going better than I expected. I've got a lot more than I thought I would get done. The enemies and stuff, I expect that part's going to be easy. It's just getting the rooms to work that I'm worried about. Because that's the bulk of my coding, I think. So now, I guess I can get on start. Where's start? Oh, right here. Whoops. What am I even doing? Camera, room, game, or actually camera script. Not, I don't want the room, I want the script. Camera, script, game object. What am I doing? Equals camera game object dot get component dot find. Is it dot find? No? How do I do this? How do I do this? Dang, this is hard. This is hard. Cuz I need it to be able to reference controller script so I can make it access a function. Let's see. In Unity, referencing one script from another typically involves obtaining a reference to the mono-behavior script component and then accessing its public members. Variables, properties, methods. There are several common methods. Public field assignment in the inspector. Declare a public variable of the type of the script you want to reference. But I need to reference a function. Reference another script's functions. Declare a public variable of the target script's type in the referencing script. Public other script reference, I guess. In the Unity editor, drag the game object containing the other script component. Oh, wait. I guess I can, where is it? Instead of game controller, I want controller script. Yeah, like that. So then I don't need this. Then I don't need this. Then I can go down here. Object, what did I call it? Camera game object. Let's call this camera script game object. That's more descript. Game object. Dot. Update. I still can't use it. I still can't use my update camera function because it's private. Public. So now maybe? Did I save it? Let's comment this out. No? Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. Ah, come on. Get out of my sight, dude. Get component. If both scripts are attached to the same game object, you can use get component. Example, other script. I don't know. Yeah. Right. So I have a reference to the game object that I need. So then I need to get the component. Okay, wait. So I guess I go here. I find the game object, the camera script game object. So then I go here. And then I need to get the component that this is in. I need to get this component. How do I get that component? Get component seems like the right thing. Yeah, but I don't know what kind of component this is. That's the problem. So if I go into the start here, I can make a new game object. Or is script a keyword? Scriptable object, scriptable pack, something. Script reference? Equals, because like I think I do need to do the get component thing here, but I don't know how to get this specific component, because if I said get empty object or whatever, it could get any of these. So we have a camera, we have a box collider, and then we have a script, but I don't think script itself is a keyword. I don't think I can just get script. This is really hard. I feel like I use some function from this guy somewhere else, but I can't remember. What's up with the add component part? Let me see. Where's add component? Oh, wait, down here? Yeah, so basically, if I wanted to add something new to one of these objects, I could just add a new component of whatever thing that I need. That's how I got the, that's how I get the script, the rigid body, all this stuff. But I don't know how to reference that over here in a completely different object. Like each of the objects has a component, or like child objects. But I don't know how to get the component to be referenced in a completely different object. I might have to ChatGPT that. I might have to be like, hey ChatGPT, how do I do this? Don't write me any code so I don't get disqualified. I think I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT, how do I reference it? Don't write me any code, just tell me how to do it. Let me see. You get out of here. You get out. Let me delete some stuff. I feel so scummy. I don't like using ChatGPT for stuff, but this is something that ChatGPT is really good at, telling you how to use software and junk. Hey ChatGPT, don't write me any code. Player and a camera controller object in a game project I'm working on. Right now, the player can trigger an event when its box collider. Only use for AI I have is a glorified search engine. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's just a lot more conversational. It's a lot easier to just understand than Google is. Can trigger an event when its box collider hits a trigger. That's perfect. However, I need this this onTrigger enter 2D function to reference another function for the camera in the camera controller. Controller script, so it'll update my camera for me. How can I go about doing that? Let's see. Since you're working with Unity, here's a general explanation of how you can get your player script to call a function to your camera control script. Find a reference to the camera controller. Find object of type camera controller. Is that just how it works? If I go into the start here, dot find object of type. No, it says I can just do this. Is that just how it works? New? No? It's obsolete and has been deprecated. Use object.findFirstObject by type instead, or finding any instance is acceptable. The faster find any object by type. It's just like, I don't know what that is. Cannot implicitly convert type camera controller to unity.game object. Okay. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. My own game object types are saved, so I can just reference them like that. Who knew? So I don't even need to do that. Now I can just go into my player here. I can just straight up give it the camera controller. Type mismatch. No, I actually can't do that. Okay, no, I can't do that. Is unique and global, which it usually is. Let's see. I can't just type mismatch. What do you mean? Type. Tag. Camera controller. Wait, no, now I'm so confused. Now I don't know what's going on. Controller script. Oh! Hold on, wait. So that's the camera controller right there. So then if I go down here, dot update camera. Ooh, ooh. I didn't turn it into a monkey. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Does that work though? Does that work? We still need to see if that works. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna be like, what? Do it work though, console? Oh, I hit the okay, hold on. It worked, but I need to make it so this stops being a thing. I need to make it so that this thing stops existing. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. Yes. I literally had no idea I could just straight up use this. That makes my life so good. Okay, this is big. This is big. Okay, how do I make a box collider stop existing? Excuse me. Sorry. So then, let me look this up. I want to make sure it doesn't trigger more than once, so I've got to look this up. I can disable the collider, so it can't be triggered again. So how do I do that? Oh, I can destroy it. So I guess that's what I want to do. I want to destroy the collider. Just right after that, I can just destroy it. That way it doesn't ever do that. Because what happened last time is I hit the trigger and it snapped the camera to the room, and then I hit it again and then it snapped it to the next room, which is not what I want. So camera controller, script, change this to following, watch current room, we go, 1, and then if I go back, what is the MGTK Game Jam? So the Game Jam is just this small competition that the Game Makers Toolkit, I guess, organization hosts. And basically, they just give you a theme, and then they give you a few days to execute a game based on your theme. So that means this loop theme can it's totally up to me. I can decide how I want to really do anything. Is the title a typo? What do you mean? Game Jam GMTK? Oh, MGTK. Yeah, dude, nobody's telling me these things. No, nobody told me. I put the M in the wrong spot. Oh my goodness. And I did it in the oh my. I did it in the thumbnail too. Oh, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Let me fix that. I'm gonna go fix that right this second. Nope. Okay, hold on. Open as layers. Whoops. Let me make sure you guys don't see anything. It was same for yesterday. Oh my goodness. What am I doing, dude? What has happened to me? Where is my, my picture? Where's my picture? Is it on my desktop or is it in my documents or? Yeah, here you go. GMTK. Let's fix this real quick. Actually, let me just make a new one. Who cares? 20. G. I'm sure it'll be a lot of work for you to... Dude, why are you pulling me? So-called writer. No, I'm so cooked. No, actually, funny story. Funny story. I don't know if you guys saw this, but if I go to my YouTube channel real quick. This was so embarrassing for me. I was just like, oh my goodness, because like I don't use YouTube that much. Even though like I'm getting better at it, but like at the time I started it, I didn't know a lot of things. So like I uploaded "You're Ruining Your Own Writing" with the wrong "your" in both spots. Because I wrote it on my phone. I was just like, I'll come up with a name for it a little bit later. I don't know if I want to use "You're Ruining Your Own Writing" or whatever. And so like then I was just like, you know what? I'll make this cool thumbnail and then I'll think about it a little bit before it goes live. And then it went live and then I changed it to the "your" as in this "your" ruining and then "your" with an apostrophe RE. If I go in here, you guys can see this. Given the absurdly confident and accusatory title, guess you won't mind me pointing out that you ruined your own title by using "your own writing" instead of "your own writing." I was just like, oh my, get back to work. How dare you? Bullies. I got a bunch of bullies. Game Jam. Deving. There we go. 2. Let's put the 2 in there. Hold on. There we go. I got a bunch of bullies in my chat, dude. New thumbnail. Fixed. Capital H for some reason. Alright, now close this. Don't need this. Okay, let me go to my stream and fix that. Close all this stuff I don't need. Let's go to here. Change. Don't look at my stuff! there's a picture of my face right there. Oh, that's so funny. Hold on. Wait, what? I can't believe that. Boom. Speaking of which, I gotta get back to my work. Good luck. Thank you. You too, man. Thanks for coming in just to bully me, then leave. Alright. So then it destroys the collider, which is good. That's perfect. That's perfect. So, real quick, I want to go into here, and I want to change the camera collision to be on follow by default. The digital footprint going nuts. For real. Following. It's called following. There we go. So now it's on following camera by default. So now I want to make it so each, let's see. Each room should probably have a script for spawning enemies. And it should only spawn enemies in with a like slight delay between every spawn enemy. I might work on that in private. I'm probably gonna go stop and get some like late lunch / dinner. Don't listen to them haters! Exclamation point. Yeah, thanks. I won't listen to you guys ever. But I've been streaming for 2 hours. I'll probably call it there. Take a small break to get some food, and then I'll probably come back and try to finish this up. But that's huge. That's huge. We got the main mechanics for my game working. All I have to do is make some enemies and make some scripts that says when all enemies in a room are dead, beat it up, or destroy everything. Boom, 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 done. Took a long, hard look. That's fine, that's fine. But anyway, thank you guys for coming out to the stream. Thanks for liking. I have 4 likes on this stream. That's pretty sick. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for today, for this stream. I'm gonna turn in this junk way later, but we got the main mechanics down. That's the big part. Bro found the hentai folder. Oh no. Alright, see you guys.